Good morning to you and welcome to our Facebook Live this morning. My name is Jenny McCormack and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. If you're joining me for the first time, welcome and hello. You can watch my Facebook Lives Monday through to Thursday. I'm based here in the UK and my Facebook Live times are 10 AM on Monday and Wednesday and 7 PM on Tuesday and Thursday. You can also catch me on YouTube. Just search for Jenny McCormack or Jemini Crafts, or use any of the links from my various pages or from my website, which is jeminicraft.co.uk. So this morning I thought I would use a stamp set which has been in the annual catalogue and I purchased relatively recently along with the dies, and it's called, as you can see, Birds and Branches, and that's exactly what it is. So it features these two birds. We have the wing detail, we have the little feet and feet detail, so you can either have them perching on the branch or you can have their legs showing, whichever you prefer. And then we have this lovely nest which has got some built-in shading, two sets of branches, and then the leaves which will fit on here, and then we've got a little heart here, and I'm trying to work out what that is and I'm assuming it's more detail for this, but I'm not quite sure, to be absolutely honest. No, I'm not sure. We have this little flower here, and obviously the nest, and then the set of 3 eggs, and those 3 eggs are on one stamp. Good morning, Carol. Thanks for joining us this morning. So rather a wild and windy evening and a lot of rain this morning. So this is the set that we're going to use. So I haven't used this before, so I am going to do my usual of just inking the components up and trying them out to see what they look like, to get the best out of them. And then today I'll make a simple stamped card, and then later in the week I will introduce the dies that match this particular set. So I do need to grab some blocks which are all here. Just pop some of these out, get them ready. I think that will fit on there, and some small blocks as well. So if you're a lover of birds, then you will probably know what colours and things you will need to use to make some authentic looking birds. So each of the birds has effectively 4 components. So you have this body part here, this shading, you can add more shading with this wing, and then you have your choice of feet. And what I like about it is the feet obviously go in one direction for one bird and one for the other. Makes a great anniversary card because you've got 2 birds that could be facing each other, so that's a pretty obvious selection for this. Trying to keep that out of the light a little bit. So what I'm going to do is ink up and use some of these, see how we get on. I can't believe Monday morning has come round so quickly. My goodness, where did the weekend go? Just whizzed by, didn't it? Okay, let's start with those. So I've got matching components for my birds here. So I'm not quite sure which colours I'm going to use. I've got soft suede, Sahara sand, Crumb Cake, selection of browns. I did think also a little bit of balmy blue may be to go underneath one of them. I'm not 100% sure. We'll just give it a go. So I'm going to start with Crumb Cake, and I'm going to start with this outline. And I haven't got, let's pop some grid paper just on top so I can just try it out first. Okay, that's fine. So I'm using a mat underneath because it's a photopolymer set. So there's that one, and let's do the opposite one at the same time. Okay, so we'll just lift that up so you can see them. So they're really quite softly detailed, even the eye is detailed. Okay, let's take the fill-in image underneath, like so, and find the other one, like so. Okay, so I'm going to put those two together. Let's get the one facing the right way. So I'm going to do this one in Crumb Cake as it is, and then excuse me, the infill I'm going to stamp off first. Actually, I don't think I did a very good job of inking it up. That's better. And then glasses are off. Just going to bring this down so it's a bit more in my view. Wow, that makes a real difference. Look at the detail of that. Very effective. Okay, so I want to do this one. Okay, so this one I'm going to try a different colour. I'm going to maybe try balmy blue on the underneath. Let's get the right one. It's that one there. I'm going to stamp it off. There we go. So that's definitely too blue, but having said that, we do have the extra wings to go over the top. So let's see what that looks like with the extra wings, because it may be that will make a difference as well. Because I'm going to run out of small blocks as much as anything. Okay, so this is going to go onto there, so let's just try, just ink this at the side as well and stamp over that. Okay, and let's just do the other one. So it's all about having a go and playing with your stamps, especially where you've got something like this, where you've got a combination of stamps that you can put together. Yeah, that's really made that stand out, hasn't it? So quite a difference between the two, between the three. So this has got the extra wing added, so let's pop that one in. It was that one, wasn't it? Here. There we go. And then we've got the little feet. So I've got feet and I've got legs and feet. So let's try a combination. There's just the feet on their own, so if you want them straight sitting on a branch, that's the one you would use. And then let's find one with the legs. I hope I've got the ones going the right way, or perhaps I'll choose those ones, will be better. I think I had them right to begin with. There we go. I'll just lift that up so you can see it. So various options, legs, feet, and then you've got this detail. I think that really does work, doesn't it? Good morning, Jeanette. And obviously you could also stamp these two and add some colour with your blends pen. So I was looking to get that sort of blue effect, but obviously what it's done is it's covered the whole thing. So I could do two things. One is I could take the stamp, the solid one here, and apply blue marker pen with our Stampin' Up marker to the bottom, and have the rest in the brown. And then, because obviously now this has got a complete shade of blue on it. Okay, let's have a quick look at some of the other components and then we'll make a card. So here we have the bird's nest, and this is quite a big stamp. So that's in Crumb Cake. Okay, let's have a look at the eggs. Now I know Carol's not a big fan of birds and cards with birds on them, so I hope she'll forgive me. Okay, let's have a look at that in Crumb Cake. Now the dies that go with these, obviously cut out the eggs so you could have them you know, dotted around different angles, or you could have them, you could mask this slightly, or just have them sat in the top of the nest like so. Let's just try that. And I think the other thing you could do is speckle those eggs a little bit. So I've got Early Espresso marker pen, so just using the brush tip, I'm adding a few speckles, like so. Brings those to life a little bit more, if you can see that or not. So let's just pop some of those in there just for effect. Put that off. I hope you had a nice weekend, Jeanette. Looking forward to seeing you and Sheila tomorrow. There we go. Let's just pop those in there. So those are some speckled eggs. And then let's finally do some of the branches. So So obviously these branches you can use for all sorts of things, so it doesn't have to, you don't have to pair the branches with the birds at all. You could just have these stamped as is. So let's grab, I'm going to try soft suede for this branch. And then just add some greenery, the leaves. Give that a little bit of space. There we go. So it's got some shading inbuilt, and obviously you can pop your nest onto your branch. And the nice thing with the branch is that you can make them go obviously either way. So there's that one there going the other direction. And you can move it across your page to make it larger or smaller. And then we have some leafage here. Let me just have a see how that will go. Like so. And what have I got? Let's do some evening evergreen. So this particular stamp set doesn't have any words. So obviously if you're making cards other than just note cards, you would need to add your own sentiments. There we go. You can see that. Obviously this one is going to be a little bit over the edge, but it's our practice sheet, it won't matter. There we go. So that is the branches, and the main branches and the leaves, and then there's a small branch. Excellent. Yes, I'm looking forward to it too, Jeanette. It'd be lovely to see some more people again. Okay, so here we have the small branch, like so. And what I don't know is I've got a feeling those leaves, it looks like the same pattern here and here. So I think those leaves will fit both. I'm going to do this one, and indeed they do. So that's good. They fit both sets of branches. Okay, so I've got a few stamps left. I've got some assorted feet. I've got a little heart here. So really I should put that in red, but I've got evening evergreen here. No. Soft succulent even. There we go. And then we've got this, a full flower, a half flower, and what I think could be some detail. So let's just grab a colour actually for the flower. And then I promise we will make a card. This is pale papaya. Very pretty. So it's got a little bit of subtle detail in there. And then we've got this half flower, which definitely doesn't go with that, so I think it's just an additional flower head, because it looks too big for that. Just going to stamp it and see. Yeah, it is. And then we have, maybe these two are just little leaves, like so, or extra leaves for here, I'm thinking. And then I've got assorted feet. Okay, so I love this, and I think you could have great fun. I'm not very good on my smaller birds knowing which one's which, but I think you could have a bit of fun colouring those in different colours. I love the nest, so you could have the bird at the side of the nest, you could have a bird on either side facing each other. I've obviously got the eggs and then the branches. So let's have a go and make a card. So this is the stamp set, if you missed the beginning, birds and branches, and I will introduce the dies later. So let's have a look, see. So there's my sample piece. Now I did have in mind to use a note card size, but I wonder if a note card size is going to be too small. This is the note card size for a layer. Let's just try a single branch with a flower and see how we get on. So I'm going to have the branch down here. So let's stamp that in soft suede. So this piece is 3 inches by 4.5, and this will fit our note card with a layer behind it. So I want to stamp that at the sort of third up, but I want to leave space for my bird. That's the main thing. So I think I'm going to have the bird facing to the right. So let's just find the right combination. So that's that one there. And it's good to see what that's like in Crumb Cake. I've got a scrap here. Yeah, let's try that one in Crumb Cake. Okay, so I'm going to pop on one here. I'll worry about his feet in a minute, or her feet. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do the greenery first. So I've got Soft Succulent, which I'm just going to stamp off, so I don't want it too bright. There we go. Pretty. And obviously you could add more bits of greenery as well if you wanted to. You could use those simple little leaves as well. Okay, now I did that because I wasn't sure where that was going to come in relation to my bird. Didn't want him to be, or her to be, completely covered. So let's have a look. Let's put him here. So I've got a little way off the branch itself. There we go. Let's find the correct infill. There we go. So for that one, I love the detail around the eye as well. I'm going to infill with Crumb Cake. And you could actually add a little bit of speckling because his tummy will be shown. So I'm just going to add a few little dots on there and maybe the top of his wing. I've just got to bring this down so it's more underneath me when I'm stamping. There we go. You can see that detail now. It's got that little bit of speckling on there. Cute. And then we've got the addition of the detail for the wing. Let's get the right wing, like so. And I think I'm going to use Crumb Cake again. Good morning, Catherine. Hope you're well. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow as well. So here's that wing detail going on top. There we go. Cute. Now let's put some feet on. So I think I'm going to go for, if I can find them, the tiny little feet going in the right direction. Oh, it's a little block there. So I'm just going to stamp the feet on here. Quite in the right place. I did them a little bit further forward. Yeah, that's better. So I'm going to do them in Crumb Cake because until I'm used to how they look and the position, it means that if I haven't got them quite right, they're not going to stand out quite as much. There we go. So I could have done them a little bit further down and I could have done them darker, but that's fine. Okay, that's cute. I'm actually going to use that small branch, or the end of that branch actually this direction, and then put a sentiment underneath here. That's my plan. So, and I know that this comes down quite a bit, doesn't it? These leaves. So I've got soft succulent, which I'm going to stamp off. And then pop this up here. Like so. There we are. And then let's see, I was thinking, let's see if this might be a bit too big. I've got So Proud of You underneath there. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. I love this sentiment, So Proud of You, for family, and I use it a lot for team as well, because I'm proud of all my team and their achievements. Let me just, I'm going to stamp that in Early Espresso. No surprise there. And I might use a blending brush just to add in a little bit of sky detail to this one. So let's use my scallop piece of paper. There we go. There we are. Cute. So I'm going to grab my blue blending brush, bring in my piece of scrap. Let's put the lids on here, and I have a feeling, yeah, this already has some blue on it. Got quite a bit of navy on it, so let's just get rid of some of that. Okay, and then just bring this in from the edge. So it's only a small amount, and we'll add a little bit more ink, but the blending brushes do retain the ink for quite a while until it dries. So don't be afraid to try out your blending brush first. And what I do is I keep one for blue, one for red, one for green, one for pink, one for purple, one for yellow. I don't specify the Stampin' Up colour, but I guess if you used a lot of dark colours, you could have a, you know, one for dark blue and a light blue maybe would be an option. So this one is going to have the sky coming all around, so I haven't added any ink at all to this. And the blending brush was probably used last week. It might have been used at Coffee and Card on Friday. Looking forward to Coffee and Card this afternoon. And then class tomorrow with quite a few you lovely ladies that are watching at the minute live. So I look forward to that. There we go, let's move that all out of the way. Hopefully you can see that little hint of blue. If I bring it up, you can probably see it when I lift it up to the camera. I'll put a piece of white behind it. Hopefully you can see that. Camera doesn't always pick up that subtleness. Okay, so now I'm going to grab background and a note card and envelope. So here's my note card, here's my envelope, which is going to have a bird stamped on it, of course, and then I've got, let's see, I've got a soft succulent card here. I think that looks quite nice. Alternatively, I could take it to Crumb Cake, or I could take it to Balmy Blue. See if I've got Balmy Blue. Yes. And then we can decide which looks the best. There we go. So what do we think? So we've got, this is soft succulent, like so. Let me bring that up for you. Is that one? This Crumb Cake, which pick out the brown, actually makes that bird stand out more, doesn't it? And then the Balmy Blue. So I'm thinking the Crumb Cake, because it does tie in with the colours of the bird, and it does seem to make that bird pop rather. So let's pop those away and layer these up. I can find a foam folder. Yes, I think I agree, Catherine. I think the crumb cake, although I was steering away from it actually because I often use crumb cake as a backing, in this case it really seems to make that bird pop. And I do like to go darker with the layer behind, so let's just pop this together. And obviously you could add a little bit of bling if you wanted to. There we go. And that one onto there. So nice simple card. Now if you wanted to do a whole series of those, then what I would do is stack up all of these elements on the Stamparatus. Soft Succulent for Jeanette. Sorry, Jeanette. So I put this on the Stamparatus, so you could have the this piece here, you could have the soft succulent leaves, and then you could have the bird in the same place, and then just do all of the branches and then all of the birds, etc. So that would make it a lot easier to do. There we go. I appreciate you can't see much of that just soft succulent leaf. It's a little bit more obvious to me, but I think it loses it on the camera. So let's pop that little bird on the envelope as well. Just bring my mat back in. So this is the front of the envelope. So let's find those components again, and this one is going to be sat right on the base. So I think I had soft suede and crumb cake. I think. Let's have him just off the edge. That one. There's the infill. Morning, Tracy. I hope you're well, Tracy. We're having a play with birds and branches today. Glasses are off. Actually, even that one on its own is really effective, even without any extra shading. I love the detail over the eye. It's even got the white portion next to the eye to make it look realistic, and that's maintained even with that. I don't know if you can see that or not. Let's add the extra wing. Let's get the right one there. Is that one there? Oh no, Tracy's got flu. Oh, I'm really sorry to hear that, Tracy. That's no fun at all, is it? She's done 3 tests, bless you, and it's not COVID. Well, thank goodness for that. But that's not what you want, is it? There we go. I think I will add the little feet at the bottom, if I can find them again. Got feet with legs. There they are. So I'm going to use soft suede this time. Oh, bless you. Poor you, Tracy. There we go. Could put one on the back as well, but I think that will do the job nicely. So there we are, our finished card with our little bird. It's a bit sort of not quite house sparrow. It's not quite dark enough or grey enough for a house sparrow, and it's the wrong shape for a wren. But there we go. That's our finished card. These were the stamped images that I had to play with. So noted that I couldn't do the whole thing in blue. It just turned it into a blue bird. But these were the stages of adding the elements. This is the nest, so I'll be using that probably tomorrow. And then we've got the tree sections and the flowers that can go onto here as well if you want to. And then we've got the eggs that I stamped in 2 colours, and then I did a little bit of stippling with the Early Espresso marker pen, but I could have used a lighter one and used the other point to get it even finer if I wanted to. So there we go. That is Birds and Branches. Thank you for joining me for my debut with this stamp set. I'll get these all cleaned and put them back in place on the backing here. Makes life a lot easier trying to find things rather than on the clear plastic sheet. So there we go. So I hope everybody has a good rest of day if you're watching live. If you're watching on catch up or replay, if you have any questions or queries, don't hesitate to comment on the video either on Facebook or on YouTube. And I shall be back tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. for another card or cards using this stamp set, and I'll introduce the nest, and we'll also have a look at some of the dies. Thank you so much for joining me, everybody. Do take care, look after yourselves, look after your loved ones, and I hope you can keep crafting. Thanks for watching.